Welcome back. Today is day 5 and 6 of learning Spanish. So I've written down my story 4, which is what I did on day 4. So today's 5 and 6. I've written down everything. Today's story I think is about how my daughter is a great student. So that's the story. And it's talking about school and teachers and all sorts of that. Or like I could reread what I've written down, but I don't think that would really serve as any benefit. I think what is more important is to draw upon the insights. So, because my Spanish is pretty bad, and yeah, no, here's something I wanted to talk about. If someone were to ask me, actually, yeah, because I got a comment and it said, he's been studying for 2 months, hasn't made that much progress, and would like to spend more time, etc. But also, I wouldn't underestimate about how much progress you've actually made. If someone were to ask me after the 5 days that I've been studying Spanish, what a great fucking period of time to judge someone on. If someone were to ask me what have I learned, I wouldn't be able to say anything. I'd fucking say nothing. So they would think that I know nothing. But the results and the amount that you learn, they don't have a strong linear correlation. In fact, they have the fucking opposite. That's an important point. Let me give you a graph. Not sure if you can see that. This is the learning graph. In the beginning, you learn a shit ton of words, which is exactly what I'm doing. I'm consuming and learning a lot of information. So I've written a bunch of stories. I'm learning a lot of things. However, you'll notice in the results graph, I have very little results. And you'll notice that over time, the results increase exponentially. I mean, and of course the learning. Your learning has the complete opposite effect. It goes negative exponentially. You learn less and less and less because there's so much to learn in the beginning, and now you have to learn low frequency words. You learn less and less. However, your results are more and more better. Not only do they not have a positive linear correlation, they have an inverse correlation. So, if you think that you haven't made much progress, your capabilities are not indicative of how much you've learnt. So, be easy on yourself with this shit. When I was doing Chinese, it took fucking ages before I can even say the most basic things. But I knew the basic things ages ago, way back in the beginning. But it's only now that it's starting to come, the results are starting to show for themselves. So those two things I did wanted to cover. I wanted to cover the results in the learning relationship and how they're inverse. And okay, so yeah, story 4, all written down, all done. Actually, no, I think that's all I'll talk about right now. Obviously, like I said, the results are not going to be very interesting at all, even if like I could repeat a bunch of bullshit and pretend like I know things, but obviously the results are not going to come for a long time. So I'm just continuously writing this stuff down, learning, definitely learning a lot more vocabulary. It's fun. I'm starting to listen to Spanish music too. That's good. Have fun.